Hello my lovely friends, my name is Rue, how do you do? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a custom video for one of my supporters on Patreon. Their name is Harper. Thank you Harper for supporting me over there, and thank you to anyone else who is a member of my Patreon. It literally means so much to me, and I appreciate you guys so much. But anyways, so Harper gave me a few topics to pick from, or like ideas, and I decided to go with they said advice for romance for neurodivergent people, which I just want to be clear, I'm not an expert on this topic by any means. And also probably some of the things I talk about are not going to be like specific to neurodivergent people, just sort of relationship advice in general. And this is based on my experience in my relationship of 13 years. So it's just a personal experience. I can hear a dove outside. Anyways, I'm gonna tap on some stuff on my desk, and obviously I'm in a bit of a different filming location. I didn't feel like setting up on my bed, so I'm sitting at my desk with my heated blanket on. It's very cold in my house right now, so hence the layers, because I don't want to get too into it, but an animal died in my roof, and it smells really bad when I turn the heat on, so I haven't turned the heat on. I've been using my space heater and heated blanket. Anyways, there's your explanation for the setup. Anyways, I kind of made some notes on a Google Doc, which I have right here on my computer, and we're just gonna chat and tap on some stuff. I have a business card. Let's tap on the business card. Okay, so like I said, not an expert. But I made some notes for maybe some helpful advice. First of all, I did want to have like a disclaimer. There are so many different types of relationships, and mine is just one. And especially like neurodivergent. I don't know if it's like neurodivergent people, but like definitely autistic people tend to be more queer, I think. So, you know, those relationships can be very varied. They can look very different. I also know like several people who are autistic and polyamorous, so that's also a thing. There's asexuality. You can also be aromantic, and those are all normal things. So relationships are going to look different depending on you. And what you want and what you're interested in. And maybe you don't want a romantic relationship, and that's fine too. So that's my little disclaimer. This is only my experience. It's going to be different for everybody. But like I said, I've been in my relationship with my partner for 13 years, so this is based off of that. And I also feel like I got very lucky because I didn't really have to do the whole like dating thing really, because I kind of just found him pretty early in my life. I was 19, I believe. I don't know. I also like Tinder and stuff was not a thing. There weren't apps for dating. There was websites like Match.com and stuff. That was what was happening at that time for me. We didn't have apps. So I don't know how any of that works. I don't know how you meet people. Like, I met my partner at work and it just worked out for me. So I can't really give you advice on how to meet someone romantically because I don't know. But okay, my first tip, you know, when you're first meeting someone, and you're interested in a romantic relationship or whatever, is to just be yourself. I'm sorry, I can hear this dove and it's so cute. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Be yourself, because I feel like a lot of the social norms and stuff say you should like put on an act and like act a certain way, but I don't agree with that. I think you should be your most authentic self around this person, because you don't want to be around someone that you have to act around, you know? You want to be around someone that you're comfortable with, that loves the real you. So I would very, very much encourage you to be yourself right from the start, because that's how it was with us. I mean, I'm sure there was a little, like when you're meeting someone new, it can be difficult to, I don't know, be completely open, but, you know, don't put on an act, don't lie, like, that kind of thing. Because if you're going to be with this person long term, like, you want them to know who you are and like who you are. So that's my first tip, I guess. The second thing that I think is very important, but for me, when looking for a romantic relationship, was that I knew I wanted to be with my best friend. That was something I knew, like, from a very young age. I'm not as interested in the romance parts as I am with just finding, like, a life partner who I can do stuff with and experience life with. And I feel like that should be the goal, but I don't know if it's the goal for everyone. Like, I feel like some people separate friendship from romance, and that's not what I do. So for me, friendship always came first. I wanted to enjoy being around this person. I wanted to have fun with them, and that's how my relationship is. And that's how our relationship started. We were just hanging out, you know. We would just do stuff together like every day, and I just liked being around him. So that eventually progressed into more, you know. And I think that's a really good way to start a relationship with someone, personally. Because, like, for me personally, I can't be romantic with someone that I don't know super, super well. I'm also demisexual, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Like, I need that. That means, I guess I should explain in case you don't know what that word means, but it means I'm attracted to personalities, not looks. So I can't be romantic with, like, I'm not romantically attracted to someone just based off of their looks. That does nothing for me. Like, I need to know their personality and who they are as a person. What else do I have to tap on? I have my coffee cup. It still has coffee in it. What was I saying? Yeah. Find someone you like being with, being around, doing things with. That's my take anyways. I don't know if everyone feels that way, but I think it's good. It's worked very well for us. The next piece of advice I have for you is, and I think this is especially for neurodivergent relationships, is that you shouldn't be afraid to do things that are unconventional or not the social norm, you know? Because everyone is different and every relationship is different, and these, like, societal norms for relationships don't work for everyone. I don't think I like the coffee cup. Let's do something else, but I've got my fidget cube. So as an example, in my own relationship, we do not sleep in the same bedroom. I have my own bedroom, which is this space that I'm in now. I love my bedroom so much. Well, actually, okay. the other thing is that we moved in together like a lot, I think a lot later than a lot of couples do. Like, I don't even know. I mean, I guess we've been together like 7, 8 years before we moved in together, and there's a lot of reasons why, but, so when we did move in together, I knew that I wanted to have my own space, because it's just, I mean, I've spent my whole life having my own room and my own space, and I just feel like that's healthy and necessary for me. And I'm also a very light sleeper, sensitive sleeper. I need complete darkness, complete quiet, and that's like the complete opposite of how he sleeps. He like watches TV shows and like has a lot of lights in his rooms, and he also snores, so it's not conducive of a good sleep environment for either of us, honestly. So yeah, I have my own bedroom. We sleep separately every night, and I would highly recommend. It's really great, and it has zero impact on our relationship. Like, I feel like you tell people you have separate bedrooms and they think you hate each other or something, but no, I think it makes our relationship stronger and healthier because we're both well rested. And I also just like having my own space to like decorate. Like, I can do whatever I want in this room, and he can do whatever he wants in his room, because we have different styles, different levels of cleanliness. Like, I am very anal about how I like things, and he is less like that, and I don't like to be controlling, and I don't have to clean up after him. So we have separate spaces, and we do whatever we want in our spaces, and that works really well for us. The other thing is that we've been together 13 years, and we're not married, obviously. And we're engaged technically, but I don't wear my ring because I just don't like how it feels. I would like to get like a chain. That would be really nice, and like wear it, but I haven't done that. Anyways, I love my ring. I love it because he bought it for me, but I don't like wearing rings. So, and we're not married. We've been together 13 years. People think that's weird. But for me, marriage means nothing. Like, it's just the government like saying you have a valid relationship, but I don't care about that. And in our situation specifically, it would be actually harmful for like our financial stuff. So yeah, I'm not opposed to marriage or anything, but we'll only do it if it like actually benefits us financially, or at least doesn't harm us. Like, because otherwise, like, I don't know, we don't need like a paper to say that we like each other. I don't know. Like, to me, we're already, like, we're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I have no fear that he's just gonna leave me. Like, so yeah, anyways, the point is, do what works for your relationship, not what other people do. And, the next point I have is that your partner should not control you. And that's good advice for anyone. Like, you should still be your own person. They should still be their own person. You shouldn't be trying to control their life decisions. Like, obviously some things affect both of you, and you should have a conversation and figure out how to do that best with two people. But like, for example, when it comes to my partner's job, I don't care what he does with his life. That's his decision. He knows what's best. I don't care. And he has like the same mentality towards me, and I've made a lot of very strange decisions. Like, at the beginning of our relationship, obviously I was still young and like figuring stuff out, and I wanted to like move to other places and see new things and stuff. So there were a few instances where I went away to do something and he never once made me feel bad about it. He always supported me. And yeah, like, I don't feel like your partner should hold you back from things that you want to do. I guess that's what I'm saying. Okay, tap on the book. Because I do feel like that sort of mentality is almost like normalized. That, like, I don't know, you should control your partner, but I don't agree. Like, I don't think just because we're in a relationship, I should have any control over his life. You know, we're just two people doing life together. That's kind of how I view it. Like, I know some people kind of view it as like you're coming together as one, but I don't like that. Because we're different people with different lives. We're just like doing it together and supporting each other. And I still want him to do whatever he wants, and he does the same for me. Like, I've also left a lot of jobs, which could be seen as a very financially bad decision, but he's never made me feel bad about it. He's always supported me, especially this last time when I quit due to my burnout. And, you know, didn't have a very good backup plan. I did have sort of one, but he's never made me feel bad about any of that, and he supports me, and he does a lot more of the financial lifting now, which I so appreciate. I do more at home and stuff, so I'm currently making money right now, which is great, by the way. So I'm supporting myself, but he does most of the bills, and I do a lot more home stuff, taking care of the home stuff, and it works really great for us. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. The point was that you shouldn't control your partner. They shouldn't control you. You should still be your own person, is what I'm saying. And I think this is something that leads into my next point, is that you shouldn't be trying to change your partner. Like, and I say this from experience because like I said, we started dating very young, and I didn't know a lot about myself. I didn't know a lot about relationships. I didn't know how my brain worked. And I am very prone to wanting to control things, like, because if not, it feels bad. I need everything to be contained. Like, when we were first dating and I was young, there were definitely times when I tried to control him, and I would get very upset when things wouldn't go the way that I thought they should go. So that was definitely something I had to work on, and I no longer do. But I eventually had the realization that these little things that bothered me, that I wanted to change, that were like imperfections, were parts of who he was, and I did not want to change who he was because I love him. And they weren't even, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not like he had some horrible traits or something. It was just like little things that were bothering me that I was blowing like way out of proportion. And I was basically, you know, expecting him to be perfect, which is not attainable for anyone. And I never want him to be someone he's not, because I love him, and all these little silly quirky traits are a part of him. And I realized, I don't know, I kind of started to appreciate those parts of him because they're a part of him. And so I think now, instead of trying to control and get him to do these things that he's not good at, I take up more of that stuff that he's bad at, and he is better at some things that I'm bad at, and he does more of those. And it's not a big deal. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was like trying to force him to be this perfect person, and I'm definitely not perfect. realize, like, that's not attainable. Like I said, I was young and inexperienced and had a lot of stuff going on up here that I didn't know how it worked, didn't have words for, that now I do, and so I worked on myself. And I guess that's the other thing, is like learn and grow together, you know? Like, no one's perfect. There's gonna be issues, but as long as you can talk to each other and, work things out, you can grow together, and we've definitely grown together. And I guess I didn't put this on my list, but it's a good point, is that you should have open conversation. Do not hold things inside. Do not, expect your partner to be able to read your mind. Again, something that I've been guilty of in the past. Definitely not guilty of now. I tell him literally anything and everything that is on my mind. And if I have any questions about, what he's doing, his motives, whatever, I just ask. Even if it's a weird question. I don't make assumptions. I ask, which I feel like autistic people are very good at. So use that to your advantage. Be direct. Don't expect things to be implied, or don't make assumptions about someone else's intentions. Just ask. It makes things, it just simplifies things. If you just talk. The other thing I would suggest is not having conversation, important conversations over text, because that's something I did when I was younger, and it's not. It is a good way to have the conversation misread. So anytime we have to, which we don't really have, we don't argue, we don't really have much conflict anymore, I guess because we figured it out young. But if there's anything we have to figure out that's important, we talk face to face, which I think is an acquired skill. It's difficult, but you get better at it. Okay, I'll just stop on the worst thing. I think that's all I have. So I don't know if this is helpful in any way. But that's kind of my thoughts and experiences about neurodivergent relationship, romance. The other thing I wanted to say that I skipped over somehow is that I don't like traditional romance things. They feel fake and cringy to me. Of course, if you like them, that's great. Not judging. But I don't feel like we really do super romantic things. Because it just feels fake. So, don't feel like you have to do stereotypical romantic things. There was a plane, so I lost my train of thought, but I think I was saying you don't need to do these stereotypical romantic things. You can do whatever makes sense for you and your partner. So yeah, because I feel like I'm not a very romantic person. But I feel like I have a very good, healthy relationship, and that's kind of my thoughts, my notes I made. I don't know if it's helpful, I don't know if it's interesting at all, but there you go. Thank you again to Harper for suggesting this video. If you want to join my Patreon, it's linked below. You don't have to, but I post extra videos there. So if you want extra content, I know I'm putting out less content at the moment because there's just a lot of things going on right now, and I'm doing some other work that's making me money, which is very nice. Anyways, thanks for listening, thanks for hanging out on my channel today. I'm going to hop off here and turn my heat back on because it's cold. And I will see you guys in the next one.